Blue Table fans! Oh yes, I'm wearing the Oceanic Eldar shirt, and that only means one thing. It's a 40k Batrep. And no halfway with the not reps this time. Here's my 2,352 point army. Let me tell you what I got. Expanded out to two more units of Dire Avengers on foot. Dire Avengers and Wave Serpent with bright lances. Definitely going to need those to crack the Nurgle land raiders that are coming. 3 Warwalkers with star cannons. Would have taken them with bright lances if I had the pieces for that, but I don't. 2 fire prisms. 6 Vipers with bright lances. Now, if I had had them, I would have taken fire dragons. And that's because I'm playing against a Deathguard army, and their feel no pain rule doesn't help them against stuff that causes instant death. So you're looking for strength 8 or higher with that. Unit of scouts, really, I guess those were just filler. This is new, 2 Farseers on foot. And I'm probably going to run those like this. But I doubt they'll be using their abilities on the Dire Avengers all the time. We'll just have to see what happens with that. Basically, I'm just hoping to concentrate fire and turn back the tide of pestilence and mucus that's coming my way. And quite frankly, I'm scared. I am defeated in my mind already, because I'm looking at Ren's Deathguard army and I'm just like, oh man, how? Because I've done the math. I've done the math, and a giant blade storm with Doom and Guide on it only kills like 3 guys. That's basically it. And there's just no way that I'm going to turn the tide. But hope burns ever bright, and I am certainly going to give it my hardest whip crack.
Ren here. I'm going to give you an overview of my Deathguard army. Basically what I got here is 5 squads of Plague Marines are all pretty identical. There's a Chaos Lord in this one, make up points. There's my other HQ is my Demon Prince. Giving him Gift Chaos this game. I got my Dreadnought with the Multi-Melta, Close Combat Weapon, Heavy Flamer. It's a Melt-A-Gun Squad, Plasma Gun Squad, Melt-A-Gun Squad, Flamethrowers. And the Blight Drone, which is from the Siege of Brax Part 3 book.
These guys look gross.
Yes, they do. Oh, and then they're all in transports, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Your tactics for this?
Blow him up. No, what I really need to worry about is the star cannons, actually. He's like bright lance. I need to worry about the star cannons because I'll get past my armor. Rangers are kind of nasty for Plague Marines. Those fire prisms will give me a little bit of difficulty. So basically, I just need to kill like the trouble units. Those Dire Avengers stuff.
Yeah.
I'll shake off that fire easy. But basically, just kill his tanks. I don't have a problem with them.
Right.
Okay, it's time for the almighty select a mission stage. Here's the die roll for that. 6. Annihilation. 1 kill point for each enemy unit that has been completely destroyed. Now let's roll for deploy forces. Deployment type is 6. Again, Dawn of War. Table halves. Okay, in Dawn of War, both players roll a dice for option to deploy first and claim table halves. As you can see, we have divvied the table up using these great Gale Force 9 deployment zone tokens. My roll is, woohoo, a 5.
Here's my roll.
2. I'm going to go ahead and deploy first, since that will afford me the first turn, and hopefully give me that almighty round of shooting to bounce harmlessly off of the armor and increase toughness of my opponent. That'll be lots of fun.
Way to think positive.
Positive. Hey, so what I did, since the person that deploys second has to deploy 18 inches away, I basically spread 2 units of Dire Avengers all across the front line here. And I put a Farseer out with them. So we'll see if he can do anything. And basically, in this mission, that's the maximum you can deploy, is 2 troops and 1 HQ. And boy, let me tell you, my guys are pretty vulnerable right now. But I'm hoping, as part of my strategy, is to push Rin back into the 6 inches next to that table edge. And hopefully that will give me a little bit of extra shooting, which should help even the odds. So we'll see how that goes.
My roll.
Okay.
Here is my roll to seize the initiative. 3. So I did not.
You need a 6, right?
You need a 6.
All right, great. So that's Eldar first turn. Now before we do that, let's take a closer look at the board. Basically, we have a whole bunch of hills. And that's all easy terrain. Not a single stub of difficult terrain on the whole thing, except for maybe these few rock outcroppings. Okay, end of Oceanic Eldar turn 1. Basically, I just moved my frontline guys back and moved the entire army in. I'm trying to take advantage of some fire lanes like this, but I have a feeling Rin's not going to leave anything there. This giant hill here is a massive tactical advantage to Rin, as you will see during his first turn movement. Go ahead.
Well, it just...
Now, I had expected this.
Get out all my stuff.
And here comes the rest of it. Now, I had considered that Rin would overload a flank, basically. Like, bring on all his guys over here and come in around the back of this hill. And by the time he was ready to move out, I'd be squished into this side of the board, which would be a bad thing for me. So that's why I didn't really deploy anything here. I think the Rangers here was a very bad place to deploy, that they're just going to get eaten up for no apparent reason. So we'll see if Rin splits his deployment relatively evenly, or whether he tries to take a more amoebic approach and mass on one side.
We're in here. This is the end of Plague Marine turn 1. I moved these up. All these moved up. Demon Prince ran over there. We got the Rhinos moved up. They pop smoke. The Land Raider, Dreadnought, the other Land Raider, and Flight Drone. They all moved up. And that's pretty much it. It's beginning of Eldar turn 2.
Goop. Okay, great. Hey, let's talk about Eldar Farseers for a second. The Eldar Farseer Psychic Powers entry says that they have to use, unless otherwise noted, their powers at the beginning of the Eldar turn. So this is a huge area where you can stumble by basically forgetting to do it. Now, in a friendly game, usually your opponent will allow you to go back and kind of change it up. But boy, you really got to watch that, especially at a tournament. Now, I've got my Farseer here with Doom, Guide, and Mind War. And unfortunately, Mind War, which I really want to use on the Demon Prince, because it's a long shot just to kill him outright, only has an 18-inch range, which means if I'm close enough to use it, I'm close enough to be assaulted by the Demon Prince. So it's a risk. So basically, I'm sacrificing these pawns here to run up, shoot at him, and then the Farseer hopefully augmenting their abilities. So I already rolled a leadership test on 10 to see if he could guide the Dire Avengers, which he did. And now let's use Doom on the Demon Prince, and that's successful with a 10, barely. So I'm going to get out a couple of little tokens here.
Do you need line of sight for that, Sean?
What's that?
Do you need line of sight for that?
Nope.
No? Okay.
It is not line of sight dependent. Oh, that's it.